I used to look like this. Then I realized muscles won't make me successful. Here's what changed. Now, don't get me wrong, working out is fantastic. And this video isn't going to be about that you shouldn't work out. That's not my point here. This video is about the intermediates and advanced gym goers that want to focus on game development in this phase of their life. And I definitely think that beginners in the gym should get a foundation. They should do a couple of months where they fully focus on the gym before they start fully focusing on being productive. That's my philosophy, but that's for another video. And the gym should definitely be prioritized by some. For example, if you're overweight, if you're skinny, or if you're insecure. You should definitely don't focus on working on game development. You should focus on the gym and your social skills, obviously. But once you have figured all that stuff out, you then realize that you can't just focus on the gym forever. There's more to life than just the gym. And I had my foundation gym period too. For 2 years, I worked out 4 to 5, maybe even 6 times every single week. And I was also bulking, so I was eating a ton of food. And personally, I struggled with gaining weight. So I had to eat a lot of junk food, like sugary foods to gain weight. And that made me really tired. So working was just a nightmare. So after these 2 years where I fully focused on the gym, I had a realization moment that the gym won't make me rich. The gym won't make me successful. The gym doesn't just take time, it also takes mental energy. And I realized I wanted more than just muscles. I wanted a business, I wanted a skill. Not just lift heavy circles all day and eat food. I wanted to develop a high value skill. And that's when I realized that I can't do that while I also continue this lifestyle where I have my full focus on the gym. I can't be fully productive while I work out 6 times a week and also eat a ton of foods and oftentimes also sugary foods. And that leads me to my next point, why it probably shouldn't be prioritized for you right now. So if you're watching this video or you're watching my other videos on my channel, you probably want to prioritize game development and productivity right now. And the thing is, you can only have one priority. You can't have multiple priorities. Even the word priority comes from the Latin word prior, which means first. And you can't have multiple firsts. That doesn't make any sense. So if you're watching this video, you probably want to have a phase of your life where you fully focus on game development and you fully develop that skill. And to do that, you need to make it your priority, which also means that everything else has to be lower priority. And that doesn't mean don't go to the gym or don't socialize, don't do any of the other things that's also productive. It just means that everything else should be maintained. You can't focus on it. You can't prioritize the other things in your life, such as the gym. They just need to be maintained. So you can't go to the gym, for example, to become stronger anymore. You need to go to the gym with the mindset that you are just going to maintain the muscle you already have. And then you can maybe have another phase in a few months' time where you just fully focus on the gym. And then you can go back to fully focusing on your social life, for example, or whatever else it might be. But if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure that you want game dev to be your priority for this phase of your life. And that means setting everything else on maintenance. And you might even think now that you're just going to do both, like focus on the gym and game development. You don't see the problem of why you can't focus on both. But the thing is that your brain only has a certain amount of mental energy in a day. So you can't prioritize 2 things. You need one priority. So if you try to prioritize 2 things at the same time, those things are simply going to be built. These 2 things are going to be built very, very slowly. But instead, if you fully focus your mind and your life on one thing, for example, game development, your skill in that would just skyrocket because you could optimize everything for that one priority. And the same goes for fitness. If you had fitness as your full priority, you could optimize everything in your life for optimal results in fitness. But you can't do that with 2 things. You can't optimize your life for 2 things. The time you use in the gym is time you could be spending learning about game development. So you need to decide what your priority for this phase of your life is going to be. And for you, I assume it's going to be game development and productivity. And if that's true, I highly recommend you go into the description and you click the first link, where you as a part-time solo indie game developer is going to learn a lot more about productivity tips just like this. So go do that right now. Now I'm going to tell you step by step how to actually implement this into your routine. So the first thing you need to do is you have to have a clear idea in your mind about what your priority is going to be. And once you have done that, you're going to do everything to optimize your life for that priority. Everything else is just secondary. I know I use fitness as an example quite a lot, but for example, if GameDev is your priority, and that means your fitness is going to be secondary. Your fitness should only supplement your game development. It shouldn't be your focus. So you should only work out because it helps your game development, which it does because of your brain health and energy levels and confidence and routines and stuff like that. But you're not going to focus on getting results there. You're just going to use it as a supplement for your priority. And this applies to other things as well. It's not just about game development and fitness. It can be whatever else it might be. Like it might be your career or your social life, for example. Or it might be or for example, if you have a sport that you do, is it going to be sport or weightlifting? Like these principles applies to everything in life. But if you're watching this video, I assume that you are standing between working out and game development. And for that, I say that you work out 1 to 2 times a week. And you don't let it interfere with your game development. So for me personally, that would just to not do it in the mornings, because that's when my brain works the best. And if I were to use that time to work out instead, it would simply just take away from my game development. So for example, in that case, I would work out in the evenings. You can probably see the thing here. If you want to learn more about this subject, you can click the link in the description. And remember, your mental energy is limited. Stop spreading it out and your results will compound, I promise.